India's villages are not backward. They are rich with opportunities. They are the identity of our culture and the foundational strength of our economy. Until now, we have looked at villages as a problem. But today, we are presenting them as the solution, a vision that can transform rural India into an economic superpower. Presenting Gau-GRAH Resources Asset Hub. At the taluka level, across 500 acres, an integrated, reform town planning PPP model, proposed by TDR Land India Private Limited, based on IPR number L67613-2017. This is not just a project. This is a rural economic revolution. Our vision is clear: to create self-sustaining rural townships where a cow-based economy, renewable energy, organic farming, greenhousing, and spiritual tourism will function in integration. The village will generate its own prosperity. Objective: strengthening rural employment, establishing a circular rural economy, promoting climate-resilient development, and creating local employment to prevent migration. Development should not remain limited to cities. It must reach the villages. Strategic alignment. Gau-GRAH is aligned with Reformed Town Planning Policies, Land Value Capture Financing Model, PPP Infrastructure Framework, Sustainable Development Goals, Rural and Agricultural Value Chain Reform Policies. This model is policy-aligned, legally structured, economically viable. A 500-acre integrated township model. Total land 500 acres. It includes Gaushala economy, organic farming, ecotourism, spiritual and cultural zone, social welfare division, renewable energy systems, a complete rural economic ecosystem. Economic innovation. The strength of this project lies in its land-based capital model. Permissible FSI 3.00, infrastructure usage 0.75, monetizable FSI 2.25. For capital raising, trade development revenue TDR Bonds. Infrastructure development without burdening the government treasury. Land allocation. 185 acres Gaushala and solar zone, 75 acres organic farming, 25 acres ecotourism and greenhousing, 19 acres temple and cultural division, 10 acres social welfare, 186 acres roads and infrastructure. Every acre generates revenue. Gaushala and Renewable Energy Hub. This is the soul of Gau-GRAH. Conservation of indigenous cows, milk processing and dairy industry, Panchagvya research, biogas projects, rooftop solar, veterinary research center. The cow is not just faith, it is economic power. Organic farming ecosystem, natural farming, medicinal plant cultivation, agro-processing unit, farmer. Training center, seed conservation research. Farmers will become entrepreneurs, not just producers. Ecotourism and green housing. Zero cement concrete concept. Construction technology, bamboo structures, compressed earth blocks, climate-responsive traditional architecture. In tourism, Ayurveda wellness retreat, rural cultural tourism, living experience in nature, sustainability as a way of life. Spiritual and cultural division, temple complex, yoga and meditation center, Vedic Research Institute, spirituality and economy integrated together. Social welfare division, senior citizens, orphan children, Divyang, different labeled brothers and sisters. Facilities, skill development, employment in cow-based production, health and rehabilitation center. Development must be inclusive. Sustainable infrastructure, rainwater harvesting, solar microgrid, biogas network, natural wastewater treatment, waste to energy, smart water management. Climate positive township model. Project cost. Estimated cost per taluka 2,000 crore rupees. Capital mobilization, TDR Bonds 4,500 crore rupees, PPP investment 800 crore rupees, Renewable Energy Fund 300 crore rupees, Tourism and lease investment 400 crore rupees. Total potential capital 6,000 crore rupees. Financial performance. Annual revenue potential 705 crore rupees. So net income 235 crore rupees. IRR 14% to 17%. Payback period 8 to 10 years. Long-term stable investment opportunity. Employment and economic impact. 5,000 direct jobs, 10,000 indirect jobs, 3,000 farmer families. Empowerment of women's self-help groups. Migration will stop. Villages will prosper. Environmental benefits. Conservation of indigenous cows. Expansion of organic farming. Carbon-neutral development. Water conservation. PPP structure. Stakeholders. Government of Maharashtra. Town Planning Department. Rural Development Institutions. Private investors. GoService organizations. Ayurveda and research institutions. 50-year PPP model. SPV-based implementation. Expansion plan. First phase, pilot talukas. Second phase, state-level expansion. Third phase, the national expansion. If implemented in 300 talukas, 18 lakh rupees crore investment potential, 45 lakh employment generation. This is not just a project. This is a rural GDP revolution. Final conclusion. Gau-GRAH means heavy checkmark land economics, heavy checkmark sustainable development, heavy checkmark the strength of Indian tradition, heavy checkmark modern economic structure, where tradition meets technology, where the cow becomes the economy, where the village becomes the center of prosperity. India's future is not only urban. India's future is rural transformation. Thank you.